Now, Africa's bilateral trade with China surged to a record high last year. According to China's General Customs Office, the country's new direct investment in Africa stood at $3.4 billion last year. Now, bilateral trade between China and Africa stood at $282 billion last year, representing a percentage growth rate of 11.2%. Now, according to China's General Customs Office, exports to Africa from China stood at $164.49 billion last year alone. Now, this figure is expected to rise as trade volume between China and Africa increases following the lifting of travel restrictions imposed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, meanwhile, data from China's General Customs Office shows imports from Africa went up by 11% to $117.5 billion. Now, in the first 4 months of this year alone, China's new direct investment in Africa is reported to have reached $1.38 billion, up 24% year on year. Now, a large proportion of Africa's exports to China are majorly natural resources such as copper, cobalt, iron ore, and crude oil. Now, the continent's imports from China are mainly finished goods such as electronics, textiles, and machinery. In an effort to balance trade, China has enabled dozens of African nations to begin exporting some goods duty-free. Now, the new policy includes over 8,800 commodities, with China aiming to increase African imports from the current $100 billion to $300 billion by 2025.